Hello, Shakti. How are you
Hey,
doing?
hey Natalia, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I see that you have really nice background. Did you move to a new place?
Yeah, this is my new apartment.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I still live in StocksDojo.
Yeah,
As you see, I'm not gonna move out of here. I really like it. You know.
good.
Well, I am about to start talking on sustainability topic, and we will start from apples. I mean, one apple. That's one of the top US companies, and I was really interested to analyze if like analyze company sustainability report and try to find out if there is any greenwashing. So, Shakti, are you excited?
Sounds exciting. Let's jump in.
So, no, before we jump in, what do
Yeah,
you think? Do you think there is any greenwashing can be detected by Apple?
yeah,
Are
it's
they?
possible. I think that's why we have the greenwashing detector. So let's. I think you have already run it through. Let's see the results. Yeah.
Okay, so we use magic of AI and just let's run Apple 2024 sustainability report through greenwashing tool. I did it before we catch up, and it shows me greenwashing probability score 55%, and this is moderate risk. So it says these score reflect a moderate risk that Apple's 2024 environmental progress report has includes elements of greenwashing. So yeah. While Apple outlines comprehensive environmental effort and goals, several indicators align with academic patterns of greenwashing. There are some actually academic patterns of greenwashing. Do you know about it?
No, not much.
Come on, you study sustainability. You should know that.
Yeah, I'm just starting out. So
No, actually, it's pretty much straightforward. Uh, all that bullshitting stuff, right? It's like the more comprehensive people talk about stuff, the higher probability of greenwashing. So the more
okay,
complex report, yeah.
they're trying to hide stuff within that complex report, so nobody will notice the real impact.
Yeah, yeah, it's like if you cannot impress with your intelligence and actual actions, then you just show
Write a
some
bunch
bull.
of mumbo jumbo. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's about this. So, and it's the report is moderately complex. That's why our tool indicates that Apple actually might be a little bit guilty in greenwashing. Another thing is the focus on a future rather than the past. So it's like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. You've heard from me a couple of times that, Shakti, I'm gonna do this and that, and then, oops, sorry.
Yeah.
So, Apple does a pretty much similar thing, but it's not too bad actually. They do have some practices in place, but overall, what I see from the tool that Apple's report leans more towards saying rather than fully doing. Ay, ay, ay. So, but and also I was actually checking Apple's S&P Global ESG rating, and it is not as high as other companies in the industry. So it is pretty much aligned. Well, given though, I still think that we would provide our perception on Apple
Yeah.
from what we know.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And
So let me share our app then. Yeah, give me a second.
I'm excited. Now I feel like a teacher or a judge.
It's
Judgment
time.
Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like,
Okay. Can you see my screen?
yeah, I see a screen,
Oh,
and
okay.
you know what's really exciting?
Hmm.
Our platform is looking better and better with every single day.
That's
So
true.
if you look at my background,
Hmm.
that's what was happening just like a couple
Oh,
of weeks
yeah.
ago.
That's true.
Yes, that's an old version, and what we see on the screen is much cooler.
Yes. There's more insight. So let's search for Apple. So we are on the landing page, but we'll just jump to the ESG rating for this discussion.
Yeah, let's finish on financials. Let's finish strong. Okay, scoring. We added here a scoring guide. Basically, we rate company from 1 to 10 on sustainability. On sustainability goals. Goals are by United Nations. We didn't create them. United Nations created, and we all want to meet those goals by 2030.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I think it's not quite possible. So
Hmm.
that's why we have to push those large corporations to help. Well,
Yeah.
one would mean that company practices are not really aligned with the goal, and actually worsen the problem, right?
Mm.
Five, company doesn't do anything good or bad, it's just neutral. Well, 10, this is the leader of sustainability. Well, let's think of Apple and take the first goal, no poverty. So the description says, does the company's pay, pricing, and community investment reduce poverty, or it makes everything worse? Well, I actually cheated slightly based on sustainability report and AI magic. I did check, and AI ranked that guess.
Mm. 6.
You knew that. You
Mm.
knew that. I did show you before. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually there is some indirect effort via supply programs and local community investment, but it is not a core focus. Well, fair enough. Let's rate it as 6. Then zero hunger. And here we don't eat iPhones. Well, we just keep it as 5. There is nothing is happening on this regards. Then good health and well-being. What do you think?
Hmm. I mean, I think it has affected people's well-being because they're always on the phone. But anyway, that's my opinion. But what does AI say about this?
AI say 6.
Okay.
So from my point of view, I think that the phones and laptops, all Apple products, what they're producing, they're actually doing good and doing bad at the same time for
Hmm.
mental health, because it does give you some endorphins, right? And you get happiness from your phone. This is a
Yeah.
way of communication, but at the same time, some people are getting slightly addicted and
Hmm.
depressed, and you know. But actually, AI is saying 6 because there are some initiatives on worker safety and chemical safety.
Okay.
So there is some alignment. And then quality education. AI rated that as 6.
Hmm.
But I would have probably even rate higher, but let's follow AI. AI is the god.
Okay.
Again, there are some indirect education
Yeah.
related. Yeah. Gender equality, actually nothing. They say 5, but like if we look at what do you think about going a little bit like not together with AI? Because
Hmm.
what we say here, equal pay, leadership, safety
Hmm.
for all genders. Like I haven't worked in Apple, but looking at Apple stores and looking at the staff who's
Hmm.
working in Apple stores, I would say that they're providing quite a
Yeah.
bit of opportunities to people in this regard.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I think they deserve much more than five. Probably
yeah,
a seven because that's the number one company in the world at this moment, I guess. So, and just by the size, they are literally employing thousands of women in the workforce and also other genders.
yeah,
So I would say seven. Yeah.
yeah. We disagreed with the God
Yes.
AI.
We're going to be punished soon.
Alrighty, so let's move to the next one then. Clean water and sanitation. Well, and here AI marked that, rated that as 7.
Hmm.
Apple has water stewardship projects and supplier waste reduce program in high stress areas, and progress measurable. So when it's measurable, I think, yeah, I would agree. I haven't
That's good.
seen, but I agree. Then good one, affordable and clean energy. I think it is quite important for Apple to align with this, and AI says 9.
Hmm.
Over 320 suppliers committed to renewable electricity, 100 Apple ops on
Hmm.
renewables.
That's nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. Decent work and economic growth. We did discuss that before with gender equality, and
Hmm.
AI here actually saying 6 as well. So I wouldn't argue. I think this is 6.
I
Or
think in this case, probably it's six because we keep hearing stories about them sending jobs to Asian countries and not maintaining the same work standards as in the US. So maybe those issues have reduced the score. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They're not like Spotify. Maybe next time we'll look at Spotify or
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
I know that there are some companies which are paying like the same
Hmm.
salaries
Hmm.
no matter where you are, and I really
That's
like
cool.
it. Yeah. All right. Then next one. What is going to be industry innovation? 8.
Hmm.
Significant innovation in materials, clean energy, logistics, and packaging shows leadership in sustainable tech. Well, I would say their packaging is really innovative. When you
Yeah.
think of it, just a carton box,
Hmm.
but no, I haven't noticed any other company that would have such a cool design.
Yeah, it's
Just
cool.
like
Yeah. You have to agree. Yeah.
yeah. Oh well, you know what? I had a box from iPhone, and I was never using. It's just taking so much space.
Hmm.
I was just like keep collecting all those like
Yeah,
boxes
even I have
from.
those. Yeah, it's actually cool. I still have those. When you look at it, it looks nice. So, you feel good.
Yeah, it feels good, and it's not that easy to open it. It's like very slow. They kind
Yeah.
of find the like perfect friction or something. So very innovative, I would say. Very.
Lot of innovation in the boxes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, reduced inequality. AI says 5, and you
Hmm.
did mention before regarding regarding outsourcing work to other countries and not paying the same rate. So, what they say, equity focused programs are hinted,
Hmm.
but not sustained with data. Yeah, in sustainability report, they're just like kind of saying, we're doing something, but there is no data.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then next one, sustainable cities and communities. So foster inclusive, low carbon, blah blah blah. Yeah. What does AI say? How would you rate, by the way, sustainable cities?
Um, well, they're not directly involved in this, but I would assume that the phone itself is a tool where other players can build applications which can be used to improve this particular metric, right? So it's indirect. It's probably not direct. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for me, this goal is actually always quite difficult to rate on
Hmm.
unless it is something in
Yeah.
communities and city building,
Hmm.
government sort of projects. Otherwise it's really difficult. So I think in the report they're saying about supporting clean energy in places like Nepal and Colombia.
Hmm.
Colombia, so which is showing some moderate positive impact. So
Hmm. How
that's
much?
the six. They,
6.
yeah,
Okay. And
responsible consumption and production. They're super responsible.
hmm.
They're saying about not strong recycling goals,
Hmm.
use recycled materials, circular design principle, high alignment. You buy a new phone, you return your old phone
Hmm.
back. Have you done it, by the way?
No, I always go for the new one. I keep the old one for myself.
No, last time I had the old one, and
Hmm.
when I wanted to buy a new one, I wanted to do that exchange thing.
Hmm.
So they offered me something like $200,
Hmm. That's cool.
and my phone was like completely fine, and it was keep working. And
Okay.
friend of mine was like struggling because her phone was broken.
Hmm.
Caitlin, you know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, Caitlin, do you want to buy a phone from me for $200? And she's like, yeah, fine. So I'm like, but okay, coming back to Apple and responsible consumption, 9.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard they're doing a lot in the space. Makes sense.
Yeah, climate actions. What do you think?
Yeah, this is supposed to be based on all the data that they have collected, how much improvement they have actually implemented. So I think since you have already run the report, you might have more insights.
Yes, deep decarbonization plan.
Mhm.
What means deep decarbonization plan? Deep.
Well, sounds serious. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Then a 55 reduction in emission. Actually, it would be good to check if it's like 55% reduction in emission in the future, or
Hmm.
that's something that they have shown. But
Yeah.
anyway, strong renewable adoption. But this is actually truth. It's that supports with some other we just discussed previously about that. So AI is giving 9 for that.
Okay.
So let's agree. Life below water, underwater iPhones. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they have any direct relation, except I hope they are not polluting the water by throwing away all their used material. Yeah.
Yeah, I I haven't caught them yet. So 5.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it as 5. And life on land. So there is a restoration project,
Hmm.
Atlantic Forest, a carbon sequestration investment shows clear but limited scope.
Hmm.
So AI rated as 7.
Okay.
Then peace, justice, strong institution. So there is no impact. That's
I would say that Apple has been very a strong advocate of privacy, and I don't know if it fits here, but it sounds like it might fit here. So I would actually give 6, even though
yeah.
yeah,
Uh, Look, I'm with you. I'm with you here. Yeah, that's right. All right. Another one where we disagree. And then I will go for partnership for the goals. And Apple is very collaborative, multiple
yeah.
partnerships with local organizations and suppliers suggest alignment with this goal.
Hmm.
So rating as 7.
Yep. Okay, let's try this. Hopefully it works.
Of
I
course it
submit.
works.
Yeah, it
Oh,
works.
yes. Okay. So
So
what's the final score do we get?
so we have split it based on E, S, and G, and then
Yep.
the overall score is here. And we have a user score of 75 for environment, 62 for
62.
social, and 74 for governance. And we are trying to compare with the median score, which is not yet fully populated because we're just starting the app. It's new. So hopefully the users will come in and rate more.
Yeah. So we rated we rated it slightly higher than AI, right?
Hmm.
And well, still the rating was based on their report and a little bit of our knowledge.
Yeah.
But we
Tim
should
Tim Cook
remember.
Tim Cook will be happy that we rated more. So yeah.
Do you think I can claim a discount for my next iPhone?
Yeah, probably.
If I, if
No,
I,
we'll get a free
for
one. We'll
your
get,
next, no, for your next iPhone, I'm happy with mine, but you probably
yeah,
need to get a
uh,
new one.
yeah. I'll ask for a free one. Free.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
so, uh, let's have a look maybe at financials and
Yeah, we can
your,
quickly scan that. So now that we have seen Apple is doing okay on the ESG side of things, now we'll see how they're doing financially. And we all know iPhones sell a lot, but we have an estimator at our end which can give us a high level estimate. So this is based on actual financial data. It is potentially overvalued because Apple is a very famous company and it's considered to be a safer investment. So even though we see a fair value estimate of 63, the stock is trading at 201. And one thing we have to note is this, right? So the growth rate here is set as 0 because in the last couple of financial years, they have not been doing really well when it comes to the revenue side of things. So it's kind of flat, right? But we can assume that Apple would do better in the future and provide a better growth rate. Probably, I think the market is rating it around these levels. And if I re-estimate now, I'll get closer to 201. So the market is hoping that Apple will come up with new products. They are improving their services section, and the revenue is increasing rapidly on the services side of things. Hardware is slowing down, as we all know. It's just the same iPhone getting refreshed every year or so, right? So that's where Apple stands. They're also paying some dividends. You can,
wait,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
before dividends. I know it's your favorite topic, but
Okay, we'll go back.
if we, yes. So, here, just if you can provide little bit more details on
Mhm.
how did you get that fair value? What do you base this assumption on? So
Okay.
what the estimator base assumption on?
Yeah. The estimator will give you an output based on preset assumptions so that you don't have to do a lot of thinking. But if you want to dive in, so the forecast period by default is set as 5 years. So we are forecasting for the next 5 years because beyond that, it's very hard to see the future. So even 5 years is a lot, but we are going with five. And then discount rate is the risk associated with this particular investment. Usually in the stock market, we associate 10% for good companies, and Apple is a good company. And then you have a growth rate that we just discussed about. And a terminal growth rate is the growth rate that occurs after 5 years. So we are, reducing it as much as possible. So ideally it should be four. We are giving five here. And the user has the ability to change all this based on their assumptions and their analysis. And what we are providing here is just information and a tool that they can play with and make a good decision, before thinking about buying Apple in the future.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
And we have the explanation here too, so they can go through and figure out
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Then dividends. Okay.
dividends. Yes, Apple has started paying dividends the last 10 years or so. They're not a dividend focused company because they do a lot of buybacks, so the dividend percentage is very low. But still, it's a good amount. There is a good growth since they started paying those dividends. Recently, it has slowed down, but at least they're paying some. So that's with the dividends. We can also look at the quarterly payments here. Each quarter, how much they pay. Going back to
Yeah.
the price. Yeah. Any?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I have question on dividends, and maybe not just a question, but a suggestion as well.
Hmm.
So it would be cool to see the comparison on dividends, because here, like, okay, I see that they're paying that much dividends. Unless I'm an expert and went
Hmm.
through many companies and actually understand what is good percent, what is not good, it is difficult for me to understand, okay, how much money actually I will make,
Hmm.
and if I should go for Apple if I'm a dividend investor, or I should go for who else is paying dividends, Microsoft or maybe Coca-Cola, or who else, like tobacco companies,
Hmm.
or something
Yeah,
like
we will,
that.
we will discuss those stocks in the future. But when it
Yeah.
comes to Apple, uh, I think they are more focused on buybacks than dividends. That's their company strategy. And I wouldn't say this is a great dividend paying stock, but it is good to have because if you look at the stock price change, it has been really significant over the recent years. And this particular column is showing you the extraordinary growth that has occurred for Apple in the past few years. And so I wouldn't brand this as a dividend stock, uh, but they're at least trying to pay some. And if you go back to the price section, we have this feature where we can compare with the market. And Apple has been doing close to the market in the last 1 year. But if you look at long term, like 5 years and 10 years, Apple clearly beats the market by a good margin. So from that perspective, the company has been doing well for the past several years, and we expect it to continue to do well because of the brand and the quality of the products.
Nice, nice.
And they have a lot of cash flow. I've been talking about cash flow. If you see, Apple's cash flow is close to 100 billion or more, right? And it's kind of flat, but it's still a lot of money when it comes to cash flow. So it's technically a good investment if you are fine with the lower growth that is expected in the future. I hope that Apple will come up with new products which will increase the growth rate so that the fair value gets better. But at this point, it's overvalued, potentially overvalued. So it's up to the user to get it or not.
Yeah, yeah. So we will find out.
Yep.
Thank you, Shakti.
Thank you.
Well, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy
Hmm.
your new environment.
Yep.
And I will just disappear in my stocks dojo.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.
Bye.